Okay, well, hey, hello everyone. Welcome. I'm here with my friend Wendy Schabilion. Wendy, welcome.
Hi,
How
thank
are you
you.
doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for folks who don't know you, talk a little bit about how you got involved in the senior space and how you got involved in, serving seniors with your real estate offerings.
Well, I am a nurse. I'm a registered nurse. Been a nurse for several years, and I was involved with hospice for a few years. Moved down from Iowa to Florida. Worked with hospice for about a year. And part of me working with hospice is I would go to people's homes and also assisted living facilities as well. I'd come home and I was very upset about how some of these people, what conditions they were in the home-like environment. I said something to my husband at that time. I'm like, we need to open some of these homes up to provide really good care. Some things got in the way. COVID happened. A lot of things happened in the United States itself. But last year we were able to take over another assisted living home, kind of cater it to how I wanted it. And that's my focus, is to provide these seniors the appropriate care, the care they deserve, and the love that they can have and for their time, for the rest of their time.
That's awesome. Cool. So how are you able to do that? A lot of people want to have a great business. I know that yours runs, really well, but what is it specifically that you do? Everybody says they're different. What is it specifically that you do that is different? How are you able to pull it off?
We have a small home right now. It's a 6-bed home. We are going to be expanding to 8, but we try to our staffing. So we provide very intimate staffing. So our caregiver to resident ratios are a lot smaller than the bigger facilities.
Mhm.
At the bigger facilities, you may have one caregiver to maybe 10, 15, even sometimes 20 residents.
Mhm.
Ours is max one caregiver to 5. Usually it's two caregivers to 6. So we can give that intimate care and that intimate time with our residents. When we first came in and took over the home, our focus was a lot of the girls were focused on laundry and housekeeping and things like that. And like, nope, like we can do that later. We want to sit, hold hands, read books, talk with the residents, get to know them, and just spend that time with them.
Yeah, it's no different than, taking care of a growing family. It's
Mhm.
the same way through the whole process. Just put down the stuff that is important, but
Mhm.
and do the things that are even more important.
Yes.
Well, what is it? What is it? What part of Florida are you in?
We are in Spring Hill, which is on the the Gulf Coast, right north of Tampa, maybe about 45 minutes from Tampa.
and how did you pick that area? And what kind of, needs are you, hearing about from families that come and tour your home? What are some of the biggest, concerns on people's minds when they're going through this process?
Well, we picked this area. Actually, the home that we own right now is literally like 4 minutes from where we live. It just
Oh, nice.
happened to be very nice. Yeah, so it's very nice and easy to get to. We chose something locally so that we would be available because we really wanted to make this home great. And for us to do that, we had to be very local with it. And then when families are coming into the home, we encourage them when they call. We get a lot of phone calls and calling about the rates and what kind of home we have and things like that. And we always encourage them to come and take a tour. Please come look at our home, look what we do, meet our caregivers. We have some of the best caregivers in the area. And we just want to show them what our home atmosphere is like. People come in and they're like, yes, this is very homey. Now, sometimes our facility isn't for everyone. Some people want a more social environment. And so those are the big facilities have a lot more people. And so that's kind of what they want. But for someone that wants the more intimate atmosphere, I want to show them that's kind of what we have to offer.
Hmm. Absolutely. And so you talked about expanding your
Mhm.
location.
Yep.
What are some other plans that you have for the future at this home and maybe
Yep. So
others?
we are eventually going to expand this home, possibly between 13 to 15 beds.
Hmm.
And then we're looking into either acquiring or building new assisted living homes. We want to do at least 2 to 3 here in the next year for sure. There's a great need in this area, just in Florida in general, but just in this area. The good care for seniors is it's a good need. So we just want to expand so we can help other families, help other seniors, and give them the proper care that they deserve.
Yeah, the culture of the home is really important. That comes
Mhm.
from the owner. When you have folks who come on a tour with you and they ask you a lot of different questions, what would you say is like the question that maybe folks aren't asking that they probably should be asking? And you know it because you're on the inside and you really know the industry.
I don't think that they really ask about our staffing ratios, honestly.
Hmm.
I don't think nobody, even when I get phone calls, when people come in, they want to look at the rooms, they want to see what kind of activities, the food, the menu is a very important thing. But they don't really question on our staff. And I think that's an important thing because when you're comparing like small homes like mine between 6 and 8 beds, you're comparing 15-bed homes and then the facilities, the staffing is a big difference, I think. So, and then also another thing that we also implement is a lot of places have schedules. Everybody that comes into the home, they're on medications. So they wake these people up in the mornings to give them their medications, get them ready. We don't do that. We let them sleep until they want to wake up. If they want to sleep until 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, we let them do that. They get up, they want breakfast, they can have their choice of whatever they want. We have default menus, something on the menu list, but if they don't want that, they can have whatever they want. If they want to skip lunch, that's okay. They don't have to be in bed at any certain time. We have a resident that stays up till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. That's okay, so we let them go on their own schedules as well. So the staffing and the scheduling are the two questions that they don't rarely ask us. So we always bring it up and let them know.
Absolutely. Well, I want to give you a congrats on becoming a published author. Obviously, you have a lot of expertise in the senior space, and not a lot of people do that. How have you been able to, maybe use your book as a resource to, share what you know for people who go on a tour or just people who try to get to know you a little better?
I mostly use my book for when people are coming in, when they want to do a tour and they're still in between. They still
Mhm.
don't know what they want to do. Like some people have a home yet that they don't know if they need to sell or if they want to keep it in the family, what they want to do with their home, if they want to go to a big facility, if they want to bring someone in or have them stay in their home and bring a home health aide in maybe per se. So the book really walks them through the process and how to make that decision that's best for their family member. So that's where the books usually go, is people that really need that thought process on how to make a proper decision for their loved one.
Absolutely. And so if somebody's watching this and they're in your area and they're thinking about, putting themselves or a loved one,
Mhm.
under a little bit more care, who do you really, who's like the ideal customer for your home? Like you said, not everybody's a fit, but who is kind
Right
of
now,
like,
everybody's a fit. Right now, our residents that we have are they're ladies that don't really they're not big into like activities. They're big into more relaxing and they're big into small social groups,
Mhm.
things of that nature. So yeah, someone that just kind of likes it low key. They like to do whatever they want. They really don't really thrive on a schedule. Is kind of what our atmosphere. Obviously, it can change depending on the turnaround, in the home. But at this time, that's kind of what our atmosphere is.
Very cool. So what are
Yeah.
some, you're, working in the details with, the caregivers, with the folks that are needing care. What are some of the, changes or innovations that you see maybe coming down in the future for caring for seniors? There's obviously going to maybe be a shortage of, homes and, people like to stay at home, but it's hard to do. What do you just kind of see with your,
Well,
crystal ball?
what I see is the seniors, they want to stay in their homes as long as they want to, and the
Mhm.
families want them as well. But what's happening is our generations, everybody's working. You
Mhm.
have all their children are working, and so it's hard for them to go over and visit mom and dad and make sure they're okay as when
Right.
they're in their own homes. So that's kind of what we're running into, is these working sons and daughters are like, well, I need to find a solution for my parents. So yeah, and then we have the boomers coming up. So you have this influx of all these retirees needing care in the next, 10 years or so. So that's going to be a big demand for these ALFs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's great. It sounds like your home is doing really well. If people want to get in contact with you, know more about you, your home, maybe get on your waiting list,
Yep.
what is the best way to, reach out to you directly?
Well, we do have a website, oliviarosemanor.com. We have our phone number that goes directly to our business phone that you can talk to me or our administrator, Alyssa. And we always welcome people if they want to call and say, "Can we come in for a tour?" That's fine. We stop by whenever. Our doors are always open. We invite people to come in unannounced, even so they can see that we're not putting on a show. Like, this is how we really are in our home, and and talk to the residents too. The residents, they're one of our biggest advocators, because they'll come in and be like, "We're so happy here," and we're not telling them to say anything, but they'll say, how happy they are
Right.
living there. So yeah.
So check it. Yeah. So if folks are looking for a home, have them do the research. I really
Mhm.
like those questions that you asked, which is, you dig into what is the caregiver ratio and what is the schedule. I
Yeah.
honestly didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good point. And I know that you have a lot of those questions in the book.
Yep.
And so, things for people to consider, but definitely do your research. I'll give you the final word. Any final thoughts that you have, any, to make sure that your message gets out there for the people that you're serving?
I just think a lot of business owners, a lot of people will think of an assisted living facility, open it up. They kind of have uh, the money they can make with it. But honestly, I don't think an assisted living facility can really be successful without the care and the love behind it. If you just have just someone coming in and managing it and running it, I don't think it's going to be successful. You have to have the people that own it care and love, and also the workers in there. We just can't pay our caregivers enough to show them. I mean, they have that, they just have heart. So yeah, that's what I think.
Well, and I know that you want people to be served well, whether they go to your home or not.
Mhm.
So if somebody's watching this and they have an RAL residential assisted living home, or they work as a manager of a big box, what are some tips that it seems like you've really cracked the code on how to find good caregivers? What is, without giving away all of your corporate, secrets, what is what's kind of some of the common threads that you found that, make somebody the right fit to work at one of your homes?
They can interact with the residents on a really good level. They'll go down, they'll kneel down by them, they will hold
Mhm.
their hand, they will talk to them,
Mhm.
not just do their work. They'll sit and they will just enjoy their company. You can just see when people are there just to be working, but you can also see
Right.
when someone's there that want to be there and really enjoy the people that they're caring for.
Absolutely. Well, that's fabulous. Congrats to all of your success. I'm glad that you were able to get into that home, get through all the COVID stuff, and just navigate that and really get this home running well. I know that we've got some really good things to see in the future. We're going to put all of your info down below. So if somebody is watching this and they want to reach out, get some more info, contact you, we'll put all of the contact information down below for them to do that. And love to have you come back and give us an update as you're expanding this home and building out more of them.
Okay, that sounds great.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Well, if you enjoyed this, check out the links below. Reach out to Wendy. She's an incredible resource. She's doing great work in Florida. And if you like this episode, feel free to check out any of our other interviews. We've got an amazing tribe of senior housing experts that are doing good work in their local area, serving seniors, helping them. And so, Wendy, just you and your husband and your family and your caregiver team, just keep up the good work.
All right, well, thank you so much.
All right, take care.
Okay, thanks.
Bye bye.